Peter Andre, I've produced Atomic Kitten, Ladies Night, which was a top 10 hit. I've produced Emanate, produced tracks for Eternal, and I play keyboards with Terence Trent D'Arby, Soul to Soul. I've done remixes of Elton John and Diana Ross, and I play keyboards on many hits. I'm developing and producing and writing for an artist called Car. She's an absolute stunner. She's signed to Espresso Songs Limited. I'm also working with Havana, who's got a number 18 in the dance charts at the moment and a number 10 in the DMC charts, and she's really hot stuff and she looks like she's really going to go places. I'm also working with Romy and Samar. Samar's got massive management. He's got tracks all over the internet, which I've produced 5 tracks for him, and he's looking really exciting. As you can see, I'm working at Bracelet Studios. We will have a little tour around later, but the speciality about this studio is it's got a massive collection of keyboards. We've got organic keyboards like the Fender Rose, the Wurlitzer piano, the clavinet, the Hammond C3 organ. We've got analog keyboards like the AK Synth, the VCS3, the Mini Moog, the ARP Odyssey, the Oberheim Expander, the OB8. Then we've got the early digital keyboards like the Korg Z1, the Korg Trinity, and the Prophet VS, which is an absolute goldmine. I've got vocoders from the 70s like the Roland BP330, and then we've got more modern keyboards like the Nord Electro 3, which has a fantastic Hammond sound, which I've got no use at all for in the studio, but I do a lot of live gigs as well, so I use it there. We've got some outboard gear like preamps, tube preamps. The studio's always busy. The studio's generally busy about 6-7 days a week. I tend to work 4 or 5 days a week, and when I'm not working in here, I have engineers working. The important thing is that nobody works too hard, but the studio works hard all the time. The studio gets refitted every couple of years, so we run it into the ground and then get it refitted. I started off when I was about 16. I went to a gig and I saw Richard Coswell playing keyboards, and I thought, wow, that looks like a good fun job. So I went up to him after the gig and I said, oh, is this what you do for a living? And he said, no, I do this for fun. What I actually do for a living is I play keyboards in the studio. So I asked him, how much do you earn a day? And he said, well, about £400 a day. And I thought, wow, that's a good job. So as soon as I was 17, I got myself a driving licence, and I gave him a call and I said, look, I bought a Prophet 5. If you get any sessions which you can't do, would you recommend me? So he said, would you believe? Yes. So I got offered to do one session, and I did that session. I got recommended, and I found out that people were spending a lot of time around my house programming the stuff into sequences before we went into the studio. So I decided, well, if I built a purpose-made studio just for doing the programming, then that's going to make it a lot easier than having neighbours complaining. Well, literally, as soon as I had the studio built, it was just busy, 5 days a week. I started off at £200 a day, I got full up at that, so then I put my fee up to £250, then up to £300, £350. In the end, I was charging £650 a day, and I was down at studios like Abbey Road, Air, Adele, and I've worked in literally every studio in London. Peter Andre, who was an unknown, came to me and asked if I could remix Mysterious Girl for him. I did that. I did it. In fact, I actually did it for Mushroom Records directly. But I did the remix. It came out really good, and Peter Andre loved it, and he asked if I could do some writing with him. So we hooked up. We did a load of writing together. One of the songs which we wrote together was called Flavour. That was a #1. That was Peter Andre's first #1. I've got a 50% writing on that and total production, and that's what established me as a record producer, and I've been producing ever since. Never give up, always keep positive, and you just have to push really hard. You need to get your name out there, and you just need to make the effort to make those phone calls. It's important that you're producing good material and you look after your contacts very carefully, and you don't send anything to anyone until you know it's brilliant. So you listen to your songs, you play them around, you get feedback from many different people, and then at some point you have to say, right, it's enough feedback, now I don't want any more feedback, and then you make it your own and you make it absolutely brilliant, And once you're really happy, maybe you've got 10 songs, you play the 10 songs around, 2 or 3 of them are going to sound better than the other 7. Those 2 or 3 songs, they're the ones you've got to concentrate on, and then you get them out to people and you keep pushing them until you've sold them. And then you go on to the next 10 songs. It's important to have a big catalogue out there. Nobody's going to sell you like yourself. Elton John's got a manager, he's very lucky. He doesn't need to worry about doing all that sales, but the rest of us, even if we've got managers, we still have to sell ourselves. An example of me producing. Okay, this is a track that I'm working on at the moment. We're working in Logic. I'll just give you a little blast and then I'll go through a couple of things with you. So there we go. Let's just solo in on the vocal for a second.
Woke up this morning with you on my mind.
Now we can do little various things with the vocals. We've got this little function here called Effectrix. So if we just take this little bit here.
With you on my mind.
Now put a little stutter on it. And we've got this.
With you on my mind.
It's like one of those kind of Lady Gaga effects, or we can filter it.
With you on my mind.
Or we can put a phaser on it.
With you on my mind.
And I'll just show you one more, but there's loads of effects. We'll do this, we'll do a vinyl one, so nice stop here. Well, there you go. Alright, so we've got little things like that. We've also got vocal align on here, which is great because I record a whole load of vocals, maybe 8 tracks of vocals, and then we can get a nice lead vocal, and then we can just tighten up all the backing vocals so that they're exactly in time, and it just makes the vocals really solid. Or if I'm recording a rap, 3 tracks of rap, and then tighten up the 2 tracks that go with the main lead rap, and it just makes the rap sound like one vocal but really, really fat.